Hey, what's going on, guys? John Shea from the No Shame Income blog, and today I thought I'd talk about an interesting topic. In this particular video, I wanted to talk about entrepreneurship and, just kind of pushing this on someone like your significant other. Maybe it's your wife or your girlfriend, and, just some things that I've really learned over the last few years of being in a long-term relationship myself. To give you a little bit of background, I've been with my girlfriend Brenda now for about 3 years. We just celebrated our 3-year anniversary, and in my case, this has been the longest relationship I've had. So I'm not really speaking as someone who's been in a marriage or anything like that for 10 plus years, anything crazy like that. But I'm someone that as I've gotten more interested in entrepreneurship over the last 5 to 7 years, I've spent a lot more time, focusing on all these things. And it has led me to a point where, being with someone for such a long period of time, when I'm coming home, like nights like tonight, I'm actually on the way home, it's 5 o'clock. I'm probably going to want to come home and beyond just eating dinner and maybe like watching a single TV episode, I'm probably going to want to work on some stuff for myself, maybe work on my blog, work on uploading this YouTube video, things like that. And when you have someone in your life that you spend a lot of time with, a girlfriend or a wife, whatever it is, your significant other, the person that you spend most of that time with, it can be really difficult because they may not completely understand everything that you do. So one of the problems that I've always run into was I had, over the last couple of years, had really tried to push Brenda to, do a lot more with me in the entrepreneurship space. I'd come up with these ideas, and I would say, let's do it together. I'll give you an example. So she's really into fashion and clothing, and I knew that I wanted to build an Amazon affiliate site. I wanted to get something going that I knew could be, profitable as an Amazon affiliate website where I'd earn some money, sending people to Amazon through my website. That's the basic idea of it. I'm not going to go much more into it. But what ended up happening was we came up with this idea. She was really into clothing that had like skulls on them. So I ended up doing some research, and I found out the keyword skull clothing actually had over 1,000 searches a month. And I went out and registered the domain skullclothing.net. The .com was not available. And that site I worked on tirelessly for months and months and months. And I actually had her involved. She would come in and help me add products. She was helping me do some stuff with it. And the site just really wasn't getting traction. It was, in a way, to her, it was sort of a failure. Like, as with anything in the online marketing space, it doesn't happen overnight. It's not like instant gratification. Like, you can go to work for a week and you get paid based on an hourly commission. It just doesn't work like that. Or an hourly wage, rather. It doesn't work like that. So what ended up happening was she actually just kind of gave up on it. She felt like it wasn't working. And I sort of had the same feeling. I got really demotivated, and it eventually ended up becoming kind of a point where she really had no interest in it at all. But I said, well, I put all this time and energy into it. I spent all this money on it, and eventually it turned into something quite nice. Like, the website itself was really amazing looking. It looked really professional. It started ranking on Google really well. It actually ranks number 1 on Google for skull clothing. So it's getting some traffic there. It's getting a few thousand visitors a month. And, I kept going with it, and I actually tried to put a lot of time into it, really just sank so much time into trying to make it work, and couldn't really get it off the ground. I wasn't super interested in it. It really wasn't my niche to begin with, but, I was looking at it like, well, I really want this to work because I wanted to make some money. It could be a nice little passive income website, and eventually it started earning some money. I got it up to making around $100 to $200 a month. It's dropped off a little bit over the last year, but I still have the site. And eventually I ended up using that site as a case study for my Amazon affiliate course, which I've now made over $5,000 from. I guess going back, I've kind of trailed off here, but going back on this, what I realized was I can't really push Brenda into all these things. And, it's not really fair to her to be constantly saying, hey, I have these awesome ideas. I want to, have you jump on board. There were literally some nights where I had her helping me with private blog networks, which is an SEO thing. Had her helping me publish stuff on WordPress for clients because I was so swamped. I was trying to figure this stuff out as I was going. And eventually, what it's kind of come to is that I recently launched a course called Video Course Cash Kit, where she actually was basically the main case study. She was like the main piece of the sales page. and they had this opportunity on Skillshare where you could go and teach your own very first course, and you would earn $100 no matter what. You could literally, all you had to do was get 25 students, and after that you would get the $100. So I shared the course all over some Black Hat forums, got a bunch of people to come in, super easy, and she ended up making $100 for teaching the course, and then another $100 for teaching a culinary course. And then the following month, I think she got like $15, and it's now coming up on that third month, so she'll probably get another small payout here shortly. But ultimately, what I found was that even though that was something like I tried to make it, as much related, she's a chef by day, that's her day job. So I tried to come up with this thing like, hey, let's teach a course on cooking. It still like isn't something that she really, really wants to do. She's not passionate about it. And as much as I'm passionate about entrepreneurship and, doing all these things, I've realized that over the years, I can't push her to do much more. If I push too hard and she's not interested, then there's just really nothing I can do about it, and that's just the nature of it. So that's kind of the lesson I thought I would, pass on in this video, is that if you're someone that's out there and you have a significant other that's, not involved in internet marketing or any of this stuff, any entrepreneurship kind of stuff whatsoever, then that's perfectly fine. I mean, you shouldn't need to rely on them to, make you successful. And that's something I've had to kind of churn over a little bit. I've struggled a little bit myself with having months where it was just things were down and wasn't doing that well, or I was really struggling, and I would kind of like put some blame on her, like, hey, you're at home watching Netflix, and here I am upstairs every night, like struggling, trying to make things work. But what it really comes down to is that, if she's not interested in those things, I can't force her to become interested and just all of a sudden want to do them. It's just not going to work. So that would be some of the advice I'd give you if you're with someone that's like, just not interested in this stuff at all. Don't go down that path of, pushing them. Obviously you have to, give it a chance. Like, obviously I got her to do this Skillshare class, and that was a really big challenge for her. But, in my case, I would say don't push it too much. And that would be the advice I'd give those who, have wives or boyfriends or whatever the case. They're just not entrepreneurs by nature. They don't really want to be involved in that kind of stuff. You can't push them to get into it. But what I do recommend is at least, making them aware of it, and, finding a way, if there is a way for you two to work together, then make it happen. That's kind of what I did, and it just ultimately didn't work out in the long run, where it was going to be like this big thing where, she was going to start doing like a shitload of cooking classes on Skillshare. I just knew that wasn't going to happen. So that would be some of the advice I'd give you, and hope you found this video helpful. Again, feel free to like and subscribe. If you like these videos, I'm going to be doing a lot more of them. Thanks again for watching.